Welcome to yet another episode of Woke Watch, the series in which we look at how idiotic wokeness is and the way it's tearing through rational society like a particularly aggressive cancer. And it transpires that the scope of the eternally offended knows no bounds, because now the screamy people have come for the dullest sport on earth: cricket. If you're unfamiliar with the sport and you want to understand just how dull it is, well, a typical test match lasts 5 fucking days. Nonetheless, I'm English, so I feel honour bound to protect it. Also, cricket is very popular in many countries that used to be part of the British Empire. The way that the British Empire operated was less than pleasant. Typically, lots of white people would get into ships and go to countries inhabited by black and brown people. And upon arrival, they would announce, this is now part of the British Empire and anyone who doesn't like it can be shot. But of course, for the people of the Empire, having their country occupied, their people enslaved and their resources stolen was a small price to pay so that they could learn to play cricket. But it's not cricket's links to Britain's colonial past that's being seen as the problem. It's the names given to the cricketers. In cricket, there are 2 teams. One team will be bowling and fielding, and the other will be batting. And the person holding the cricket bat is known as a batsman. But that's a gendered term. It's a male gendered term, so it must be sexist. It must! In recent years, there's been a huge rise in women's cricket. Now, am I being fucking thick? But if a male cricketer is called a batsman, then wouldn't a female cricketer be called a batswoman? But of course, wokies only care about gender, either if they're managing to erode women's rights or if they're making genders up. And batsman and batswoman don't cater for non-binaries. I'd be interested to know how many non-binary, gender-fluid, pansexual, I identify as a unicorn because they can't even pick something that exists. How many of those people are professional cricketers? In fact, I'm just going to say it. There are 2 genders and the rest is mental illness. So as of yesterday, there are no more batsmen or batswomen. Instead, the person holding the cricket bat will be known as a batter. I don't think they've thought that through, because batter has other meanings. It's a fried flour-based coating, which in England we put on fish when we're having fish and chips, and in Scotland they put it on fucking everything and wonder why they're all dead at 40. And batter also means to strike repeatedly and violently. For example, in society there are pathetic, vile, cowardly men who batter women. There are refuges for battered women. So in order to be more inclusive of non-binaries and females, the word used to describe a cricketer holding a cricket bat has a direct link to domestic violence. And now there are proposals to change other names within the sport. Those names being the third man, which is a type of fielder, and the night watchman, which is a type of batter. And if you're not familiar with the sport, those names may sound odd, but it's traditional and British, so of course it's fucking weird. But again, you could have a third woman and a night watchwoman. But no, that's not woke enough. Instead, they want the third man to become the third. The third what? And night watchman to become the night watcher. Now to me, night watcher sounds like something the press would call a serial rapist. The more I look into the woke movement, these people who claim to be all about inclusivity and diversity, I realise that's not it at all. They just want to ruin everything for everyone else, because that way we'd be as fucking miserable as they are. As ever, thanks for watching. Coming for the dullest sport of what the fuck it. Occupation, virtual enslavement of the peoples, and the theft of all the fucking bollocks. Actively enslaving the local people and the theft of all the natural resources was a small plot, bollocks to it, price to pay in order to learn how to play cricket. India's got a fucking space program now. The more I look into this woke fuckery, no, that's gone. Within society, there are cowardly, vile, pathetic, weak excuses for men who batter women, and they all need their fucking teeth kicking out. Yeah, keep it light, Dan.